Want some candy?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
I hear you looking for candy, man, bitch.
Give me some sugar, baby. Like scary movies.
Want some candy?
In April 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic,
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Where's your mask?
Well, I mean, I'm alone.
No. Are you not aware of what's going on right now? Where's your mask?
Yeah, but, well, there's no one around me.
I can't listen to this podcast if you're not wearing your mask, sir.
But
I'm sorry, but have you been watching do you even know what's going on? There are people dying. They are dying. There are just like storage containers with bodies everywhere, and you're just doing this podcast without a mask, right? And you think that's okay? I'm sorry.
I'm alone.
What is wrong with you?
I don't
We
know.
are in the middle of a pandemic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Oh, guys, it's time for a fucking horror pandemic movie. We knew it was coming. We
Oh,
knew
geez.
it was coming, and it's here. I think there's actually been a few now,
I think there has been.
but this was the one that tickled our fancy.
I guess. Did it? I think Oubliette just made us do this.
I did because I didn't make anyone. Just so you guys know, I'm not even in the same state as these motherfuckers, so like, don't even listen to this shit. I am not that powerful.
Oh, welcome everybody to Monster Candy Podcast.
I'm literally beating him right now as he's saying that.
Ow! Ow! And that was Oubliette Sparks from Tsunami Braun that brought us in.
Blur.
Yeah. And I'm
Tsunami
Screaming E from the
Braun.
Memphis Murmurs. And we got Hold on, I can't talk with this fucking mask. Oubliette Sparks from Tsunami Bomb. Myself,
Heyo.
Screaming E from the Memphis Murdermen, and Money Mills
Woo.
from the fucking galaxy of awesome dudes.
Dollar bills.
Raw
y'all.
dogging it. With
Oh,
no mat. Raw dogging it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a sailor. If I ain't already got it, I'm not getting it. You're me.
We should warn you all right now that we are not wearing masks. So if at this time you would like
So
to
or
stop
not.
listening,
Because the particles could transmit through the electric. You know,
we're
I
here
don't-
for you and we understand you and we see you. So carry on about your fucking business without us.
I would like to
Jesus
say that's not
Christ.
true because my microphone has a mask on. What is that? Pop.
Actually, that's
filter,
true.
but
Mine
yeah.
does
Oh.
too.
We got you, fam. We good. We good.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
fine.
I guess. Yeah, we're fine. But anyway, everybody, we're going to talk about the 2022 fucking COVID film. Sick. Now, First, well, wait, before we get into that, I want to preface it with saying you might have seen some of this on our old co-host Shotzi Blackheart's little list, which prompted Oubliette to watch it, and then that's why we're here now.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Shot Z's fired. Pew, 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 pew. No, I'm
Canceled.
playing.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I think she got fired from the podcast a while ago, didn't she?
yeah.
That's
Canceled.
not at all what I meant.
I'm just here for the money.
That's it.
It was shots fired, but her name's
Shots
Shotzi. I mean, actual fired.
We're
Don't
getting
beat me
into
up,
any of that.
Shotzi. Don't
We're
beat
going to
me
talk about some horror news, everybody. Yeah, I don't really have any horror. Well, I do have.
I do. Oh,
I have one thing, but it's an old
Sure.
thing. I just never brought it
Yeah.
up.
Go for it.
Willem Dafoe's joined the cast of Nosferatu from Robert
Which
Eggers.
The
We
makeup
know that.
department was all fired.
Yeah.
They were saving money, and
Uh-huh.
We just actually cast Nosferatu instead.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, he's not going to be playing, obviously, whatever. He should. I mean, just have him play him again. Whatever. That's my horror news.
I've got two.
Woo!
One is very small. The people behind Blood and Honey, the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, who you may have heard want to do a Bambi movie, have now just signed contracts to do a Teletubbies and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Hmm.
Who knows
just-
how the fuck's that going to be? I don't know.
Yeah.
Teletubbies is already a fucking horror movie. That baby in
Yes.
the sun is the
Yes.
scariest thing I have actually ever seen in my life. I babysat during the time that Teletubbies was in its prime, and I couldn't look that thing in its fucking face.
Yeah, it's fucking creepy. That is for goddamn sure.
So if there's not a baby in the sun in that horror movie, it's going to be a fail.
It's gonna be some bullshit if there isn't.
But the bigger horror news.
Oh.
So for the last 2 years, Nicolas Cage has been talking about this horror movie, Longlegs, that he's gonna do, and it's kind of been like going in between stagnant and maybe not happening. And he did a bunch of stuff that was acclaimed in different genres and fields. But now, not only is it for sure happening, they just brought on Maika Monroe, which was from It Follows.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe the director from It Follows is tagged on this. So Nicolas Cage is doing another horror movie.
Yeah, good. Good. Yeah,
It is good. We need
is good.
more.
we do need more because we got to get back on the Caged series.
I know. I have a couple that we need to do. That like
you showed me that one,
we'll
and
just-
it's on Prime too. I was almost watched it the other
Oh,
night.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we should do that then.
Hmm.
That's where we watch all of our movies. Is
Yes.
on paid streaming services.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Always pay for the movies you watch.
Indeed.
I honestly, I kind of miss them a little bit. So.
Yeah.
Except for Sick. Go ahead and bootleg that one.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah. You got any horror news, Mills?
Yes, kill her goats. Where the fuck is it? I'm trying to watch. It's now up to 37 Playboy Playmates in
Jesus
this feature
Christ.
film. You can't keep teasing me. I'm gonna get blue balls.
Oh.
Horror blue balls, and I'm just angry at this point.
As you
It's-
should be.
It's been on my radar for far too long as an impatient man, and I deserve it now. So
Yes, you do. I agree.
let me see him. Let me see them goats get killed.
Well, yeah, you heard it. Little bitches, get them goats out. Has anyone got anything else?
That's it.
Oh, here's some scary news. E and I will be at the same place at
We
the
will.
same time.
We will. We will be.
Actually, we would have
We
already
we
been
were. We were.
by the time you listen to this.
Yes.
And
we
who
were
knows
there.
what happens if you're alive still? That's
Time's
great.
not real. Time's
Yeah, I
not
know.
real.
It's a social construct. So yeah,
It is.
that is scary for the world.
And actually, we've only seen each other in person once.
Yep.
Ditto.
See number 2.
Oh yeah, that's true. And you've never seen E Mills.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to
Vicious
fix that.
circle.
Oh, we gonna fix that. I'm coming to Texas, motherfucker.
I was telling Charlie, I'm gonna just pop up on this motherfucker.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, Mills, fly out. What are you doing
Oh my
next
God.
weekend?
He won't be here.
Next weekend, I might actually. I'll see how close to death I'll come if I do that with my wife.
I mean, you could do a pop in and out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Easy,
we'll see.
easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. Let's do it.
All right, everyone. That was Horror- horror news. All right, let's get into this John Hyams fucking movie. Someone else can start with this.
Fuck this movie. That's what I
Yes.
felt.
Yes, girl. Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Like,
Really?
it took me 2 tries to watch it. Not because of anything to do with this movie, but I'm like, oh, you're doing a pandemic movie? That's
Yeah.
exactly what I want to see right now. That's what I need in my life. So after the first abort and I started watching it, the most horrific thing about it was the fact that you're making me watch a pandemic movie when we're still in pandemic light, Yeah, whatever.
Well,
you guys are fucking pussies, dude.
Nah.
well, no,
Nah.
Look. I suggested
I wanted
watching this.
every character to die. There was no character with enough redeeming qualities that I gave a fuck. I was like, oh, you're all horrible. Everybody die. And yeah,
And how many of them died?
not enough. It was too short from what I was hoping for. Or 2 or 3.
I will say.
But you guys said you didn't want any final girl movies anymore.
I will say, the movie was shot well.
Sure,
It was like a good movie. Like it was made well. But my whole issue was like same with like humor. Like pandemic humor to me is just fucking corny and stupid, and I don't want to listen to it. Mostly because there's actual people out there like that are that fucking annoying. And
So
it's
I
still
think-
going on.
But I think that's going to be a problem with you with like movies like this or Bodies by His Bodies, where there's actual like people like how they are now in real life, which I feel like people in those 80s horror movies probably felt that way. Like, oh, they're so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And yes, they are. But my whole thing with this and the whole reason I wanted to watch it, and I did, was that I heard it was kind of a slasher. And
It is.
a very superficial, not crazy storyline, bullshit, kind of gory slasher. And so for that, I watched it.
Should we
This
actually
mess
read the
smells like chloroform.
Yeah.
Oh.
should we actually read this?
That was so
storyline?
awesome. The best. The best.
No.
I really feel like this could have been made in the 80s.
I would have liked it better if it was made in the 80s.
If we hadn't just gone through a pandemic, think about watching that movie, and it could have totally been made in another time, and it's cheesy as fuck.
When you ask like a war veteran how he feels about Full Metal Jacket, it's like, it's not real at all. They're like, Platoon though, that shit gives me PTSD. This shit, like, sure, is it PTSD incurring in some ways? Sure. Is it also bullshit in other ways? Sure.
It didn't trigger me the pandemic at all.
Yeah.
Like that to me was an afternote. Like it was more like, I mean, okay, so the part where she's like running out and the mom is like the car.
All
like,
right, wait.
that's
Let's
in every movie.
stop. Let's actually read the fucking thing because
Okay.
I don't think a whole lot of people actually saw this movie. So let's read it.
So you know what's weird? On IMDb, it has a 7.6 rating, which like most blockbusters don't have.
Right.
People don't know.
Yeah,
So I
no.
think people actually did watch it.
I don't
Go
know.
on.
I don't know. In April 2020, during the COVID pandemic, a college student, Parker Mason, takes her best friend, Miri Woodlow, to her family's lake house to quarantine her. Quarantine there should be. But anyway, they arrive at the luxurious, secluded lake house when Parker receives a cryptic message. The girls head to a small dock to get a tan. And Parker receives another message.
That's an important plot point.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That cocoa butter goddess really needed that tan. I'm just saying.
She receives another message that unnerves them both. From that moment on, all the tranquility they were looking for turns into a fight for their survival. That is another bad take on a storyline.
Yes.
But yeah, so they get there, they go to quarantine. The main character, Parker Mason, has her estranged boyfriend who ends up coming to the lake house, and then they think he's the bad guy. But spoiler alert,
Kind of like Barbarian.
yeah, and Scream, which was another fucking issue. This was like Scream
well,
Light.
they copied Scream a lot, with the little. It wasn't calls, but it was text.
This is
we don't call that.
the new trend.
Cell
They're
phones,
baiting-
texting. Yeah.
They're baiting you with men that you think are the bad ones,
Mhm.
but they're not.
Yeah. I
Or
don't
in the
know, man.
80s and 90s, they just were.
Only time I like it when I get baited is when I bait myself.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
you were a master baiter.
I'm a master at it.
Great fisherman is what I mean. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was not into this movie at all. Like I said, aside from it being shot well, like
Okay.
I thought it was fun. It was silly. I thought the kills were good.
they were all right.
And then I really think that if you actually take out the pandemic thing and think of it just as every scene, this is like a lot of the 80s movies you might like, or 70s movies or 60s. It's just more current, and we don't like new things because we're old. And
Old and grumpy.
Like
Jaded.
I like lots of new things. I did not like how randomly they would be humanly strong, and then randomly they would like all of a sudden they just
Yeah.
like chunk somebody like
Oh,
through
yeah.
the air. Then other times they're struggling.
What do you
like,
mean,
let me-
Halloween? Every Halloween movie. Every Halloween movie.
He's
Yeah, but
always
he's always been
strong.
like that. Yeah,
He's always too strong.
he's evil incarnate. So
I
there's
don't
something
mind you
supernatural
being
about him.
like weirdly overpowered if
No.
you're consistently weirdly
No,
overpowered.
I'm talking about the people who are trying to fight him. Go from
Yeah.
like, I'm just a person to like, I'm killing him.
Oh yeah, they step their game up. Well, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like the killer's attacks on the people. Like it's sometimes
Oh.
normal person, and then
Malignant.
all of a sudden
Yeah.
they'll just like throw them
that.
through the room. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that's a very Scream. No, don't buy Malignant. No,
Yeah.
whatever thing.
We're struggling, and all of a sudden, just I'm gonna chunk you to the next room. Like what?
Well, I mean, when someone's baby's trapped under a car, all of a sudden they can lift a car.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Damn.
At least there was
Adrenaline.
that story when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Who knows if it
Oh.
ever happened, but we all heard it.
Yeah.
But we also all heard about the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus.
It's true.
Sorry, guys. Not
Yeah.
real.
This for me failed where the hunt like exceeded expectations on like the commentary. Like I get what they were trying to do. Like, oh, you people are fucking crazy that are like fucking mask Nazis and all this shit, especially now. But
There's a mask Nazi story that I would have been like a more fan of. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and I thought it was actually going that way with the first kill because it's like, oh, the guy is like, hey, what's your mask, fucking dumbass, right? And then all of a sudden there's motherfuckers in the house. Which was he supposedly like at the party or some shit? I missed that gloss over why they killed that dude, but regardless. I thought they were just going to be like going ham on like mask violators, and I could see that as like a mode of operation. And I do get the motivation for the alleged motivation for the killers, but like once you made it a weird family thing,
yeah.
like we lost one kid and we just killed their other, and we're just kind of okay with it. Like,
You killed Timmy because you didn't wear a mask, you little
Like,
whore. Or whatever.
I've got 5 kids, so that would be like disposable children. You know what I'm saying? And like if you took away one of my children, I would be a lot more fucked up than these parents were expressing. I
Sure,
don't
but
know.
look at like Wrong Turn or Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yeah.
any of those movies. I'm not saying this movie is good, by the way, people.
I don't
I'm
know. I
just
think
saying-
Oubliette is saying this movie's great.
No, I'm not. But with the slew of shit that is coming out now, this entertained me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Like I made it through the whole movie, which
Oh,
is
yeah, me
saying
too.
something I
too, for
don't
sure.
for most new shit.
Well,
And I think the acting was good.
I don't
and-
think the
Oh,
acting
yeah, I have
was
no problem with
terrible.
that. I have no problem with the acting. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I just
And I
wasn't.
thought the kills were pretty good.
I mean, the kills were probably best thing aside from the actual production of the
Exactly.
movie, like how good it was shot.
Right.
But everything else was just like,
That's
yeah,
because you don't like young people and what they like. And I don't either, but I work
I
with
didn't
them all
even
the
feel like
time,
it
so
was
I'm
like,
fine with that.
maybe I don't know enough young people because these were like just like uncommonly annoying. And that's not true because like I hang out with motherfuckers, you know, I talk to kids.
yeah, yeah. No,
Um,
yeah.
No,
I just
that's actually, I mean, I feel like that's what they're like. I
yeah,
have a lot
you
of
work
staff
with
that
them.
age, and that is what they're like. So
I was so annoyed by like they're like, just make sure you have your mask on and through the whole car ride. And then like, we're good now.
oh,
Right.
well,
I'm like, what are you doing? And then they're like, with the
it was only
swab.
the one girl. It was the one girl,
No,
not the
she's the only
main
one
girl.
she's the only one that cared about it.
It
But I
was the
feel like
friend. And it
I
was
feel like
so
if they would have had her actually care about it, I would have believed it. But like her rules for caring about it didn't fit the time for a motherfucker who cared about it.
well,
And then
But that's the thing is the kids I work with are the same way. So like
could be.
at work, literally they'd come in and be like, my parents want us all to take rapids before we can work, and like
Yeah.
I can't walk inside. And literally their parents would have bought like $200 worth of tests for everyone to take, and they'd have to like screenshot to their parents.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But these kids, it wasn't just because their parents, they would like talk shit on me because I was talking to another manager without a mask outside, and I'm like, dude, chill. But then all of a sudden, they would show me pictures of them at keggers and whatever else, and they're just like keg stands, licking each other's cup, doing whatever, and I'm like, really?
so the friend's
Fucking
name,
children?
the friend's actual name, Mary Woodlow. The actress's name is Bethlehem Million. That is a goddamn name right there.
Mills, you didn't? Is that you?
I hope to God that is a God-given name because that is the only excuse.
Bethlehem
If
Million.
you chose that name. Oh, so at work we had. I work in the oil field. I'll just preface it with that, right? And also, I don't give a fuck about people. I love
Greta
people from all-
Thunberg hates
whatever.
you.
That's cool. I love her too. We got our first trans employee, and it was this big hoopla. And I was like, okay, well, what the fuck does that matter?
Yeah, like who
When
cares?
it comes to like getting oil out of the ground, right? I don't
Right.
give a fuck. But
Oh, what do you mean? They're gonna fuck you in your sleep because they're perverts.
Yeah.
right. Like quit being weird. But I will say the imaginary balls on this motherfucker. Because instead of picking like a name like Michael or Jesse, Joshua, something like that, this fool came out the gate with Axel. I was like, oh, those are some
God.
big clackers. You know what I'm saying? They might be imaginary, but they're big and swanging.
Strong name.
I was like, bro, you doing it though.
Yeah, right.
I love it.
Names are powerful. But yeah, this fucking movie, like, I don't know, man. Like, there wasn't any PTSD or like any weird shit like that. I'm like, I've literally seen this movie a bazillion times, like actually
Sure.
lived it. And I know these fucking idiots that are masked Nazis and, oh my God, oh, you breathed on my son from 2 blocks away. Oh, like,
Hello. I live next to Woodstock, New York, which is basically like tinfoil hat land. There was, a year after the pandemic hit, Christian and I were hiking with our dogs on a mountain trail. And some like woman is for some reason coming down the scramble because she did the loop the wrong way or maybe the right way, whatever
Hey,
she
I've
was
done that.
gonna do.
Yeah, I've done that.
I'm sure it's just what she does. And she literally just like the monkey, isn't it from Family Guy or whatever? No,
Oh, yeah.
covered, like, and we're both like, what the fuck? And
Well-
she just starts screaming like she's being like burned at the stake or something. And we're like, what the fuck? And both of our dogs are like, holy shit. Like, and so I'm like, well, like, I'm gonna kind of like walk over. I tell Christian, like, I'll walk over and kind of see what's up. Like, maybe she's lost, and like, I'm thinking Alzheimer's or like
right.
dementia or something. Like, and so I start kind of walking over. I'm still like 15 feet away, and she's just like, stop. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And immediately I'm like, did someone hurt you? Like, how can I, like, what's going on? Thinking I
Right.
need to help her. And she's like, I cannot believe with what's going on right now, you're not wearing your masks. And I
Yeah.
just like smile because I'm like, she's fucking with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? And she's like, it can travel over a mile from particles
mile?
from your mouth. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She had this whole thing.
Wow.
No, not only that, she's like, yes. And now, with the 4Gs and now the 5Gs and the
Yeah.
cell phone tower, she's like, that because the environment now is just adapting to letting particles go everywhere
Holy
for your
shit.
technology. That now this sickness is just everywhere. It's everywhere. I came here because I didn't think anyone would be around. And now you're here. You're here. And now I'm sick. And she immediately is like, and starts coughing and just like goes up the scramble and away. But she had to have walked off the trail because we didn't see her again. And like
It's
off the
amazing.
trail means she was hiding out somewhere or falling off a cliff.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Rest
Yeah.
her soul if she died.
I mean, she's
But that
really
was, like-
crazy, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this movie, it was just not too real, but yeah, there's literally people out there that I still encounter that are like this fucking
Yeah.
fanatical about it. And it's like, it's just not something that entertains me because I'm like, God, you people suck. You know?
But that's what you should like when they get killed.
I
There
mean,
were
yeah.
enough of them that got killed.
Yeah. But
You
it
know,
took way too long.
True.
like also if it's the offenders, right? It would have done me a solid to seen at least somebody like in the main party of the offenders. Like it's just the dude that's trying to get laid that got killed. You know what I mean? He was there.
Yeah.
Like as
Poor
the
guy.
attacker,
That's
it's like,
true.
okay, so if you're anti-attacker or whatever, that's cool. But also, like the main characters were just like shitty and annoying. Like you didn't root for them. If you did, I don't know who the fuck you are. Like that was my main complaint. There was nobody to root for. Even the chick that's like, I'm trying to do right for my dad. I'm like, also like you're full of shit. So whatever.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's just me and my dark nature that I like that nobody was likable.
Could be.
I mean, that's cool, but like, I don't need survivors. You could have killed them all off.
Yeah.
I
That
would have
would've
been
been
like,
That's what I
"Ah,
was hoping
yes."
for.
You killed them all off. I would have liked it so much more. You know, like fuck. I was just waiting for them all to die. You know, I loved it.
Same.
It's
Same.
it's like watching a fucking like a game in sports, whatever sport you want, and you're just like, can both teams lose?
Football.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
that's how I felt.
There were things that I mean I thought were fun, like people not knowing how to drive on flat tires, you know, and like how all that works. I mean, because like realistically, if you're trying to get the fuck out of there, you're like, fuck this rim, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
You're just
Then you fuck it away. I'm like, okay, that's cool, you know.
gun it and run it.
But there was also like shit like we're gonna have this dance party in the basement. I'm like, what? This is necessary, or how many times you gotta stand?
That remind me of the fucking part of Terrifier 3 where I'm like, oh, here's the filler.
Yeah, but that was my issue with that movie too. I'm
Terrifier 2.
like I know what you're doing, but it's like annoying.
Yeah.
There was a lack of nudity. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna knock a film for that if everything else is solid.
I mean, you
But
should.
if you're
Nowadays,
gonna
that's
bore
not
me-
cool anymore.
If you're gonna
Yeah.
bore me, like
Well,
entertain me.
the thing that you're saying, Mills, too, it's like at least in the 80s and even the fucking 90s, you still had characters in there that
Had big tits. Yeah.
big tits, yeah, but you liked like that were likable.
Or really small, nice tits too.
Yeah. But in this movie, nobody was likable.
I
So
didn't
I
think
didn't-
anybody was likable.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
I
I,
didn't
don't
care.
think any of the 80s slashers had likable people.
You're fucking crazy. You need to
Really?
watch more 80s slashers then. Yeah, there are tons of that you're like, oh, this guy's funny. He's fucking, she's all right.
Sure,
For sure, because
funny,
there was
we're
plenty
all
of
right,
there was
but
plenty of
liking is
people
a
that I was
different
sad
thing.
that died. There's plenty of people that I was sad that died through
Yeah.
the course of most slashers. Not all, but a good number.
Yeah.
This one had zero people that I wanted, and that's also a fun movie to watch. I
Yeah.
hate everybody, and then everybody dies. I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, like this one, I didn't even care if they died or not. I was just like, these people
Yeah.
suck, and I don't want to there's nothing
No,
good
and
about
that's
there was a lot of
that's
suck to
my
it.
bag.
Like you take like a super rich girl who fucking says fuck everything and causes all these people to want to go on a murder spree or whatever, and yeah, she's good at the end of it. Like you don't give her just desserts. Like literally nobody was rooting for her to die. You can see that. No, okay, that's an interesting take. And then
I mean, okay, you guys are saying that, but like, who was your character in Sorority House Massacre?
I didn't see that one.
it. I mean, I'd have to watch. I haven't seen that one in a bazillion years. I'd have
But
to watch it
also,
again.
I'm okay. with
Okay, Silent
murdering
Night,
anybody.
Deadly Night. Who'd you want? Who'd you like?
But not all of you're not talking about like great movies.
Prom Night,
You're
My
not-
Bloody Valentine, Halloween.
Look,
I mean,
the first Halloween, I mean, I didn't mind Laurie Strode. I didn't
Yeah.
mind Riff Randall. Like, I thought she was,
Graduation Day,
ooh, I think
The
I've only seen
Fun
that one.
House, Hell Night, Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker.
okay,
Dude,
well,
Hell Night,
here's-
you didn't- you
okay,
didn't like
so
fucking
I
What's Her
no,
Nuts?
I get the kind of point that you're making here, but the countercedent to that is like these were like regular ass dudes, regular ass people killing people. Like there's no big bad to root for either. You know what I mean? Like there were like at least with like when you have something
House on
terrifying.
Sorority Row. Most of these are just regular people killing people.
I'm not a huge fan of like shitty people getting killed by shitty people or not. And
Yeah.
like I feel like you could do better with giving me somebody or something to root for.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Sure, me too.
I also said fuck this movie off the bat, and it's not by any means the worst movie I've ever seen. You know what I
Right.
mean? But also fuck this movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you were saying, like there's even in the 80s movies, slasher movies, you're still rooting for someone, be it the killer or somebody in the group that they're killing.
Yeah.
This
I
had
would
like
actually say that I never did.
you
well,
ne-
well,
never rooted for
so-
either.
No. Texas Chainsaw Massacre? No.
Yeah, I root for the people
I just
that
wanted
not
to
get murdered by the
Yeah,
wearing
by
fuck.
Leatherface, yeah, or
You
for
know?
Leatherface to kill
Or-
them all.
Or
No. No,
motherfuckers
I didn't root for
yeah.
anyone. I just wanted to see what happened.
I mean, I guess there's that way.
It's not a superhero movie. No one's wearing capes. You don't have to root for anyone.
I think you're
It's a horror movie.
actually
You just
100%
fucking watch it.
wrong. I feel like people watch horror movies to root for somebody.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
so the
sure.
Ring, you were just like, Naomi Watts, awesome. Like, figure
I
out
do
that
like Naomi
VHS.
Watts.
Figure it out. Figure out that VHS.
What's
Stop
wild?
the cycle.
What's
she was
wild? What's wild is
or
like
what
I'm
is it?
thinking of the Japanese Ju-on. Like you say the ring, and that's what I think about.
Well, yeah. So what about The Grudge? You're just like, wasn't that Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Well, once again, I
Or
lived
whoever,
in Japan
and
when
you're
this
just
fucker
like,
came out, and I was rooting
oh
for
my
everybody but
God,
those
I'm
creepy
just
ass kids because
hoping
I'd
they
see them on the
survive.
train all the time. I was
Of
like, oh, I'm gonna
course.
get murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, Scream, you were like rooting for them. Last House
Yes.
on the Left, you're rooting for the girls. Like,
No.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, you're waiting for the killers to get their just desserts because you're like, man, they're doing some fucked
but
up
they
shit.
don't.
Like if
I mean,
flip-flop.
they
What?
do,
They all
but
die.
root for
Yeah,
it.
they do. They all fucking die.
Yeah, but the girls die too.
But the parents get the revenge on the killers.
And then
And,
it
like-
means nothing in the end.
Well, yeah, they got the killers. It still means
The same as
something.
unsatisfying.
It
It
doesn't.
was an unsatisfying watch for me. Like
Yeah.
you might feel differently. That's cool.
Yeah.
Just
No,
didn't
it wasn't.
tickle-
It was not satisfying to me
didn't
either.
tickle
But
my fancy.
I'm just trying to make you guys realize that some of the movies you may have liked in the past are the
I'd give those
same.
shitty ratings too.
No, definitely not the same. You're still,
I'd give them a similar rating.
yeah, no, they're definitely not the same. 'Cause
It's
there's
not
still,
like I'm
there's
about
still
to, like-
someone.
It's not
You're-
like I'm about to hammer this with a 1. It's well, I mean, right, but we rate shit differently. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you probably all those movies.
Yeah,
you probably hammer them with the same
Rotten
shit.
Tomatoes has this as a 95%.
Right, I know. So I was excited to watch it, and I watched it. I was so mad. I was like, "Really, this fucking bullshit."
And
I'm pissed.
IMDb has a 6.1, which like some of my favorite movies are like
Which
a
is
3
why I was
on
like-
IMDb.
Yeah.
Which I was immediately like, "Fuck this movie," because I
Yeah.
had my hopes up.
All right.
Well, yes, because but I have to say, if you were a female 15 years younger than me, or
Huh.
if you guys were 20 years younger, you would like this more,
Harsh.
possibly.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
mean, maybe,
Maybe,
but young kids
Probably
are
not.
stupid now.
I've always been
Even though
smart.
they
I
should
like
be
how you
smarter.
guys are saying the same thing at the
Yeah.
same time.
You didn't
Yeah.
just damage my fragile ego.
Yeah.
It's cool, you know.
No, I think you're younger than me. I think you're both younger than me.
Fuck yes.
Definitely not. I'm definitely
know.
older than both you motherfuckers.
I have no clue.
What are you? 43?
I'm 43. Yeah.
What are you, Mills?
I'm still in my 30s.
You're like 39.
Still in my 30s.
Yeah, you're 39. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I've got like 6 months left.
Oh.
I
Well,
mean,
I'm the marshmallow in the middle of
There you
these
go.
graham crackers.
hell yeah.
We having some s'mores.
I mean, I will say, yeah, I could see young people really liking this movie, but
And it being a gateway to a slasher sort of thing for young people. So then they'll look back on
Maybe.
the movies we love and love them. So think of it that way. That's how I thought of it.
I can get that. I can get that take.
I mean, maybe
get it.
if I had faith that they would actually go back.
And that is why we're going to start scoring it right now. And I'm going to score it a 2 because
All right.
it's not great. It's not. But there are not enough slashers nowadays. The kills were cool. And I feel like this will resonate with people that are younger than I. And this would be a good gateway. And not
Yeah.
to call you children, because you're not. You're not. You're special. You were so special, and you're special adults.
Children of
But
the
if you
earth.
but if you like this movie, then look back on the others that made
Right.
this happen.
They do
And
it better.
this
Listen-
can be your gateway drug. Listen to my voice and look up other movies
Yes, listen
like
to Ubi It.
this.
All right,
Um,
Mills, what do you
I
got?
also was going to give it a 2. That's my gist
Okay.
because there are plenty of elements in this that are up to my standards. Like, I didn't think for a horror film the acting was like it didn't like take you out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the acting was up to par. The violence and gore was effective. I particularly liked the scene where she was bashing the shit out of him with the fucking heavy ass thing in the kitchen. But then, like,
Murder!
but then also,
love murder.
like, bro, like let that dude be dead. Like that's dumb.
Yeah.
Like that dude should be dead.
Yeah, he's
No,
So,
no,
like,
dude, you got your
that's
thing.
so good. Listen, if you were ever in a fucking situation where someone broke into your fucking house, like try to rape your wife or kill your kids or whatever
Right.
else, what would you do?
no,
Yeah,
no,
but-
no,
I mean-
that, but he lived.
I would,
But then he got up
Well,
and tried
I
to
know,
get that
of
other chick
course.
later.
Yeah,
I was like,
stabbed in the
let him
neck,
be
his
dead.
of
face
course,
beaten
because
in.
it's
Let
a
him be dead.
movie. Because
Let
it's
him
a
be dead.
movie.
Yeah,
But that shit's annoying. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
why you don't get a 3. You know,
Hmm.
or a 2.5.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. Like
Yeah, it does
The
weird me out
stories-
when people, even in real life, because I'm big on crime.
yeah,
Mhm.
like there's a lot
People
of
are
deaths
like,
that
"Oh,
don't
I
make
just
sense.
stabbed them twice."
That's-
After someone else has stabbed 30 times that
Yeah.
person killed, and they're
Right.
like, "I left. I thought it was fine." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
"What?"
But Mills, you're totally right though.
I
She
mean,
like
that's-
beat him. To
Yeah,
death,
oh my God.
stabbed him in the neck.
Which I was like, well, the stabbing in the neck was the
Yeah.
final stroke, but that was unnecessary. Like one of my
But-
all time favorite films.
Or was it?
Yeah.
Irreversible
Mhm.
has
Oh yeah,
has-
the
French
fire
film.
extinguisher. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the fire extinguisher. Oh my god. And I was getting like flashbacks.
Monica
to that. I was like,
Bellucci.
yes.
I
Oh
mean,
my
I
God.
love Irreversible,
Vincent
but
Cassel,
I
come on.
still think High Tension is better.
High Tension's great, but like the thing was like I had to like buy the DVD and watch the special features because I thought I watched a snuff film because I got it
Yeah.
like bootleg overseas and I didn't know what the fuck was going
High
on.
Tension or Irreversible?
Irreversible, like that
Yeah.
fire extinguisher scene, like that shit.
Well, no,
I was like, we don't have the
and the
effects for
quality is so fucking shitty. Like it's so dark when you watch
is
it.
what-
You're like,
and,
what
and
am
in
I
the red
watching?
light,
What am I
too.
watching?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So they did it just right to where I was like, I need to go find out if I just broke the law watching this shit. So, like for me, that's fond memories. But I had like High Tension, fantastic also. But I had like flashbacks to that, and but that also like because like the audio of the thuds, like you're like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
You dream
horror
about
movies,
that.
I get that horror movies show you like unrealistic shit, like walking the dude out on the pole and then shoving it through his chest. Bro, you're not. I mean, that's not really gonna happen. But I'm less offended by that than because I have like this fond snuff film memory of Irreversible. Like that's just like that dude's dead in my mind.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like I didn't need that. Unless he's like some weird Mike Myers dude, and then it's just their son. Well, fuck your son. Your other son died from COVID, pussy. Like,
Yeah.
you have a family of pussies. Like, I'm not expecting a lot. Like,
I know, but that's what I liked
have
is that
COVID
the
right
main.
now. What the
I
fuck?
know,
I'm
but that's why I
playing,
liked
yeah.
that the main character was like, "Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're pissed that your son died of that?" I thought it was cute.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 1 just because I didn't care about anything in the movie. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like if shot well, the actors weren't bad, the kills were like decent or whatever. It's just I didn't care about anything in it. So I'm like, you know.
So
But-
my complaint with like the hand stabby rip, because they did that 2-3 times, it wasn't even that they repeated it. It was that like it wasn't even done well. Like you couldn't even like really see it. Like they just like kind of like inferred that that's what happened. Like you have special effects where you can make that shit like make me like snatch my
Yeah.
pearls or some shit. Like
Sure.
like if you're gonna do that, because like people like that hand thing should have like hit harder, but they did it like it's such a quick, you can't see fucking anything, and they did it multiple times like it was doing something. I'm like, bro, you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. I feel like this was such an easy like movie. Like what could we do that's gonna
Yeah,
it was like a hacky kind of movie, which I get.
it was very hacky, but I like some hacky movies. It's
Yeah.
just not this one.
Yeah, agreed. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say don't see it because this is a movie I can see some people liking. So yeah, go check it
It's-
out if you haven't.
If you like violence, it's better than a lot of the stuff out.
No,
Okay.
for sure. But there was
And
there was
production.
definitely-
And the camera shots, everything, it just
yeah,
looks
it-
shaky.
it had-
Cam.
it had
It's
a
not
high
shitty.
production
It doesn't look
value.
like a home movie.
Yeah, this didn't seem like a B movie.
The actors are
No.
good.
It had some good violence in it. Not really satisfying violence for me, but you know, it definitely checked some horror boxes for
Right.
me. You know,
All right. Well,
but also
Alright.
fuck this movie. That's how
Exactly.
I mean, it's
Hey.
not the menu.
yeah.
y'all watch the menu. I had fun with
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I want to do it.
Okay. Well, we'll have to check it out. So we'll save that for another one. We'd like to thank everybody for coming in and hanging out with us for this sick review. And none of us really like it. Yeah. Wear your masks.
Bubblegum and kick ass.
So sick.
All out of
So sick. Yeah, come check us out next time for the next episode of Monster Candy Podcast.
Monster Candy
We
Podcast.
talked about them and you with your stuff.
Storm right square in the eye and he says, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Your move, creep.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.